representing the Cape Cod Fighting Alliance, he is the beast from Hollywood East, Michael the Hammer Mulligan.
Hey folks, Michael the Hammer Mulligan here. Today we're going to leave the comfort of our fire in the chair and we're going to head on down to the Devil's Lair. We're going to South Shore Sport Fighting, home of Bill Mahoney and Scott Lockhart. Now these are some pretty good guys. They got some really good fighters down there. They got a really good program, teach them nice classes. So we're going to go see what they're all about. These two are actually the only two that ever put together a program that could beat me. Now it was only once and I went back and I handled my business and I rebeat the guy. So I'm happy and content with that. But anyways folks, this is going to be a great day. Also we're going to talk to Joe Lamoureux, otherwise known as Sloppy Joe. Now Sloppy is going to fight Mr. Baker, Mr. Neck Breaker Baker at the Cagetitens show on January 28th at the Memorial Hall in Plymouth. So keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a great show and let's go have some fun. Go. Hey folks, Michael the Hammer Mulligan here. I'm with Scott Lockhart at South Shore Sport Fighting in Norwell, Massachusetts.
Right.
What's our location? Where are we? Assinippy Park?
Yeah, technically it's an industrial park called Assinippy Park.
Yep.
Yeah, it's right off Route 3.
Nice. I used to take my bicycle when I was 5 down to Assinippy's general store and get pumps. My mother would be looking everywhere for me.
That's crazy, man. That was because I did the same thing. Used to have penny candy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the last one in the world. It was funny.
That's awesome.
Tell me a little bit about your school, what you provide for classes and stuff.
Yeah, we're obviously mixed martial arts is our main thing. We do a lot of strength and condition. I mean, basically everything that MMA entails. So. We'll have some classes that are more focused on, the grappling aspect, some that are more focused on the striking aspect, the middle ground wrestling, everything we teach is generally, sort of geared back to MMA. So in other words, like you might not see, or, with our beginners maybe a little bit, but as they progress, like it might be, here's how to do a guard pass,
right.
And you set it up with punches. So it's a little bit different. We do, a lot of different, obviously strength and conditioning is a huge part of it.
Yep. Now, do you have kids classes here?
Yeah, kids classes.
That's important.
Women's classes, right? Yeah,
nice.
Real good kids program.
What do you do for the women classes?
We do, a little bit of everything. A lot of, the women, we try to talk them into grappling. A lot of them come in for the kickboxing. Right, and then they kind of see some of the girls grappling. And we've had a lot of people get hooked that way. Yeah, come in, try a jiu-jitsu class, and they like it, But yeah, the girls are doing great,
Nice.
A lot of kickboxing, a lot of conditioning, weightlifting.
Now, you guys do a lot of competition. I see you at all the fights around New England. Every time I'm at a fight, there's always South Shore Sport Fighting. It's one of the best schools when it comes to producing fighters. What do you think? What's your, if you could pick one thing that you train your guys most at, what is that?
I think it's just, consistency, man. Get in, train hard. Think about the big picture. I think a lot of guys are looking to kind of like go, balls to the wall, and they're good for a couple months, even a couple of years, and then they kind of burn out. And we've kind of learned over the years. We see that happen, and I think it's just progressing steadily. Put guys in when they're ready, almost over ready.
Everybody always wants to go before they're ready. I did.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
Right. Yeah. The same way, when I was younger, I always looked at it like, hey, fighting, badass, and then the older I get, I mean, you have to, not that I consider myself old, but I mean, for this sport, it's definitely, you got to start training, you got to train smarter. And
exactly, avoid the injuries.
Right. and looking at it more from like the lifestyle point of view. I'm not like, I want to go like fight people and break people's heads, like, what I mean?
Right.
Like, that last fight I had was pretty cool to do it at age 32 as opposed to 25. I mean, not much of a difference, but it was just a cooler way of looking at it. I could kind of like enjoy it more, take it all.
Your mindset's 100% different.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're so worried, young. Oh, am I going to make a mistake? Am I going to? I'm like, this is cool, man. I'm living right now. I'm so alive, feeling these different emotions that just these primal emotions. So I think it's cool to look at. I think if people are like, yeah, fight, blah blah blah, I think that I feel sorry when they're missing that whole sort of. They're missing a lot of like the beauty of the sport. Beauty of competition, you know what I mean? So,
what do you think of the discipline that it provides for the kids? I mean, I think it's huge. It gives them a nice place to hang out better than the...
Yeah, right. It's huge. I mean, we don't, there's a lot of places that have sort of like started like traditional martial arts that have incorporated, mixed martial arts and, the sport aspect more and doing a great job of it. For our kids program, we're not like the traditional, like we don't really advertise like, oh, learn, you know, discipline, respect, and all that. But that is, I think, in this setting, like these kids are learning those things more than anything. I mean, you know, just that, you know, seeing some kid on the mat and he's been the best kid in class for like, you know, 6 months, and this new kid comes in, he's great, and you see the stress and stuff like that, and then, you know, it's like this, they don't want to lose their spot in the pecking order, and then they have this match, and you start to like be forced to kind of deal with these things. You know, when you see the kid, like, you might see a kid who's like trying to avoid another kid because they're worried about losing, and you know, Bill Mahoney does a great job with the kids and telling them, hey, this isn't, you know, this isn't a sprint, this is a marathon, you know, take it slow.
Exactly.
I mean, he'll take some of the, you know, the older kids, the more advanced kids, and say, all right, you not just, you know, try to be nice to the young kids, like you have to get tapped out today, make yourself get tapped out, you know, put yourself, like, let a new kid sink a rear naked on you 100%, see if you can get out, you know, and a lot of times, like,
try something different.
Yeah, right, you know, I mean, adults have problems doing that, and the kids do, but I think the ones that get it, it really makes a good point of them, and like, as you know, I mean, this stuff, it builds camaraderie, it builds that, you know, you have to have respect for your training partners, you know, like, some people come in here thinking, like, I thought this was a fight club, and like, dude, we don't just kill each other every day, there'd be nobody in here, you know what I mean, so it's having a healthy respect for, you know, whether it's the kids, the adults, a healthy respect for your training partners, and, you know, just trying to build each other up, so, you know, the better your partners are, the better you can become, you know.
Great,
so
great.
I think that translates to the kids' classes really well, you know.
How many professional fighters do you think you have in here?
I think the last time we counted, I mean, we're right now, I mean, you know how it is in gyms, a lot of times guys come and go, they're gone for a little while, come back, but I mean, we must have upwards of like 25, 35, you know, fighters in here, pro and am, I mean, probably about half and half of both, you know what I mean, a lot of younger kids coming up, you know.
Beautiful. Yeah, I know, it's a lot different than it used to be with the, you know, it started off as like jiu-jitsu was the sport, then it was Muay Thai, and then it was wrestling. Now it's like the hybrids, you know. You guys, I know, are developing some hybrids here, you know, getting ready, so.
Yeah, it is cool, definitely, man. I mean, it's, yeah, you're seeing a lot of that, you know. And I still think, you know, the individual sports are, you know, beautiful things themselves. I mean, you see.
The arts,
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think, like, Derek back there is a really good Thai boxer. I love just watching a kid like that just working the backs. It's a beautiful thing. Or, you know, a couple real high-level jiu-jitsu guys rolling, whether it's gi, no gi, and just mixing it all together. Obviously, is you know, a beautiful thing. So it's just, you know, it's just a great thing to be around. You know.
Awesome.
Whatever your deal is, you know. So.
Well, folks, Scott Lockhart, thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely, man.
All right, and we're gonna talk to Joe Lamoureux, otherwise AKA Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy Joe.
Yep. All right. Hey folks, Michael the Hammer Mulligan here, still at South Shore Sport Fighting. Right now we're Sloppy Joe Lamoureux. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. Nice?
Oh yeah.
All right. So Joe's gonna fight Sean the Neck Breaker Baker on the January 28th Cage Titan Show in Plymouth, Mass. Home of the
Indians? Cowboys?
Indians. There you go. No, Indians go first. All right, howdy, Pilgrim. All right. So listen, give me a little bit about your fighting experience first. What got you in here? What got you into training?
Not everybody knows. I was in a pretty serious motorcycle accident. I couldn't walk for almost a year. When I started getting back into shape again, you could call it that initially, I was 315 pounds. So now, to be fighting at 185, I've come a long way. It helps. You know, my cardio, I first started running again, I was fat. You know, now at 185, my body's just like, all right, what do you want to do? Let's do this all day. So.
Now, what was it? Were you that size growing up as a kid, or was that after the accident you got?
I was always a fat kid.
Nice.
That's it. I was always a fat kid. I could get out of my own way, but I wasn't a physical specimen by any means.
Yep.
I was a fat kid, and after the motorcycle accident, that really just, I literally couldn't move. Right. And that just put it all on. It wasn't until after that I even got into fighting.
So it basically gave you a reason to move.
Absolutely.
You said, oh, I don't like this being. Right. Nice. So you've always been here? How long have you been here?
I've been here almost about 4 years now.
Nice. How many fights?
I was 6-1 amateur. I'm now 3-1 pro.
Nice. Now, what do you think of the Spiegel fights? I love that guy.
Jerry Spiegel is my local MMA hero.
Yeah,
that guy will fight anybody. He has fought everybody. Some guys will talk about it. I'll fight this guy. I'll fight this guy. Jerry Spiegel's actually doing it.
Yeah.
He doesn't care who you are, what level you're at. He's going to bring it to you every time he fights.
And some people think it's kind of a joke too, but it's not. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's an awesome
ground game, and I mean, I hit him as hard as I could. He hit me as hard. You were at those fights.
I was there, baby. I love him.
You haven't lived life until you fought Jerry Spiegel. It's just, it's an experience.
And if I was a drinking man, I'd be people with him in the bushes.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, yeah. I think he was just supposed to fight, what was it, King? Tyler King?
Yeah.
He was supposed to fight Tyler King, but I guess he went on the scale with a beer can or something and they didn't like it. So they threw him off. All right. Baker, how did this match happen? Was it just a throw together, or did you guys know?
Yeah, I have, it's nothing personal. I see guys on the local scene. Anytime there's a middleweight fighting, I'm checking them out, seeing, I want to be in a fight.
Sure.
That's my thing. If I fight, one of my recent fights I fought, the next day I wake up fresh, I don't have an achy bone in my body. I want to feel like I fought Jerry Spiegel. I want to be walking with a limp. I want to be busted up a little bit. I want to be in a fight. So, I check out guys, that I expect to be in a fight. And, it's nothing personal with him, but, the first time I saw him in this big, huge Indian headdress and everything, I'm like, I gotta fight that guy. Absolutely.
Did you see his leg kicks?
I saw him.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I like to eat leg kicks.
There you go, man. It gives you something to munch on while you're fighting. Yeah. So the headdress thing, I think it was something that his grandmother or something gave him. It was kind of special time to thing to him. But I see you got the hat on. That's awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, why not, right?
All right.
Versus Indians.
All right. Last time was November. You wore the mustache. You were rocking it. You played the song. What's the walkout song gonna be? Because I got one stuck in my head, and I just gotta know.
It's gonna be a classic Western theme.
Oh,
so,
okay. Oh, you know what?
Coming out.
Oh, you can almost do Metallica. What was the Metallica? What's the one they play at the beginning of every concert? Eric. Oh, Ecstasy and Gold, Metallica. There you go. That's what it is. All right, but I was thinking, all I could hear in my head was Kid Rock. I want to be a cowboy. I heard it, but that's funny. All right, well, listen. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being here on Fireside, and I'll see you ringside.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right, cool. So, this is just kind of like a mixture of techniques. I like really blending all the arts together. I mean, obviously that's what mixed martial arts is all about. So this is a little bit of like an entrance into setting up a takedown. Also, it's like that. I think just being a full, well-rounded MMA guy gives you a little bit of an advantage where I can think a little bit ahead, or I might even know full ahead of time. This guy's just a much better wrestler than me. I don't even expect to get my shot, possibly. That's one of the things I love about MMA. There's so many. When you really have a nice, well-rounded skill set, you can start playing like that, and your opponent always dictates the style you play. So, I'm just going to set up my shot on Mike here. What I would maybe, with a punch. Maybe I'll set it up with something fancy since we're doing a video here. But I'll set up with a basic front kick to the face. So I'm trying to go here, and this is going to go right into my penetration step. Now, we'll say maybe I was intending to hopefully get that takedown. Maybe I wasn't, but for whatever my purpose, a lot of times maybe this guy's a much better striker than me. I just want to get into grappling range. I'm not worried about being on my back. I'm not worried about being down here, so I'm fine. So what I'm going to do from here, I'm going to work for my takedown a little bit. Now I know I'm not getting it because he's just sprawling me. So what I like to do from here is I'm going to try to pull a deep half guard. I get a lot of options off of that, all right? So from here, I come up, and this is all going to happen at once, but I'm going to slide my right knee in to the front of his leg. I'm going to start to pull him on top of me. Now I like the way he stuck me, like a lot of wrestlers will do. He's got that overhook. He's going to try to whizz me and flatten me out. So I'm going to go with my momentum. And I just pulled half down. Now mind you, this is all going to be at once, so it's going to be smoother. As I'm sitting down, this hand here is coming off the hip and back to the wrist, and I'm way up on my side, so I've got my momentum going back, plus his weight driving into me, and I'm going to try to come right under and take him over right to here. Hopefully I can get this, and then I'm going to just try to break that half down and get around to the side, all right? So we'll do the same thing one more time slow. So I set up this I set up my shot with a punch. I like to throw something off the lead side, whether it's a kick into my penetration step, or even just something simple like a jab, which I'm going to leave out in his face a little bit longer. Bam, I'm trying to get in, hopefully I hit this, but he stuffed me. Again, I might have done that on purpose. If I'm going against a guy that's 10 times better than wrestling me, I'm not going to waste my energy, but maybe I thought I could get Mike down and he failed. So immediately, I'm going to a deep half guard. I'm already home free because I see he's got an overhook and a wizard. So as I go, I'm trying to pull him up over me, and I'm going to grab this, because if I don't grab this, and most of the time he's going to take that hand out and base with it. Take that right arm out. Yeah, so he bases with it. I'm still not really in a bad position. I can just, I'm not going to move him anymore, but I might move myself and try to come out the back door. All right, or I could have got a lot of options, but here's we'll go again. So a little bit faster speed. I throw a punch, I try to get in. Maybe I'm fighting for this takedown a little bit. He's really putting his weight on me. I know I'm not going to get it, so my hand's out here. I try to go to a deep half guard, and immediately this hand came in, grabbed his wrist to stop him from basing. I'm way underneath this leg, and I'm way on my side. I'm not flat, that's important, because now my momentum can go, boom, all over at once. This is really good, because I got past this half guard on the roll right there. All right. So we'll just flow a couple times on it. So I'm trying to set up my shot on Mike. Boom, he hits me, stuffs me. I'm trying to come in, boom, and I roll it over, you know. Mike is helping me out a little bit on that one, but you can see, you know, it's a great sweep, you know. Even if I'm just stuck under here on him, he's fighting me down. Even if he's got his hand on the inside, you know, if I'm down and I can fight to get that back, boom, and then I'm just gonna try to pull my half guard, boom. So I feel pretty good right here. If I hit that sweep, ideally it's coming off of, as I pull back and I get the momentum, right over. I hit this on really good wrestlers all the time. A lot of guys, if they're really good wrestlers, it's one of those things you'll hit it on them once or twice until they learn it. But that's what we try to do. We try to, wrestlers come to China, we try to make them learn how to stop all our sneaky jiu-jitsu tricks, and then vice versa, you know. I want to be able to stop all their wrestling tricks, and then everybody's happy, the sport evolves, and it's good to go, you know.
Awesome. Scott, thank you very much.
Definitely, man.
All right. Awesome. It was a pleasure.
The whole time, that was awesome.
Cool. Yeah, and we get a little sloppy Joe.
That was it. Come on in, Joe. Thank you very much. Good luck to your fight. Guys, see you again another day. Thank you. Nice. Thanks, guys. Hey, folks, so that was great. I had fun over there at South Shore Sport Fighting. Nice guys over there, great trainers. Yeah, it was a good time. I haven't been able to get Sean Baker in the chair yet. I wanted him for this show, but we haven't been able to rope him. He's, you know, excuse me. He's training very hard for this fight, and it's hard to get him in here. A couple things that are different from when we talked to Michael Pohl there is, number one, Joe Proctor is not going to be fighting on the Cagetitens card on January 28th. He's MIA. He's off on some special mission somewhere, maybe in Thailand, training, who knows. But I'm sure we'll see him around soon. The good news is now Chip Marazza-Pollard, aka the Surgeon, is going to be fighting at Memorial Hall on January 28th. Not quite sure who he's going to be fighting yet. Can't wait to find out, because that's going to be a good one. Now, Chip's a local guy. He's been on the show before, trains at CCFA, works at Walmart, just a great local kid, you know, started training with Dave down at Gauntlet Heights down there, Iron Horse, karate, and just a real nice kid. So it's a real good thing to have him with us on this show. He's probably not going to be around here much longer. He's got a lot of big talent, so I think he's going to go to the bigs pretty soon. So get him while it's hot, folks. Really nice guy. So that's it so far on the show. I know I got a little time left, so I'm going to do a little bit of common sense. Not sure where it's going to go, but let's have fun with it. So windmills in the area. We see them going up by the highway. We got Mary O'Donnell, I think, got them down there by the mall in Kingston. They look big. They look great. I know we got some local ones going in Plymouth. I know that I was personally at a balloon test the other day to see the height of the balloon, to see if you could see it around and you know, what it looks like to the homeowners in the area and stuff. my side of this whole thing, I saw it. I saw where it was. It's fine. You know, it's going to go over there, I think, in the in Artie Anderson's bog over there, you know, where they're taking all the fill out, where P.A. Landis is taking the fill out of that one. They're going to put the windmill in there, the wind turbine in there. I'm a green guy. I mean, I'm not a tree hugger by any means, you know. I'm not chasing smokestacks. I'm not doing that. Not that that's a bad thing. Everybody's got to do what they got to do, you know. You pick your own fights. My thing is energy. You know, I build green homes. I build homes that are Energy Star homes. When I do it, I do as much as I possibly can in an affordable manner for the customer so that they can still afford to get into the house as well. The wind turbine thing, there's a lot of opposition to those things. So me, myself, I ask you, what do you do to help create energy or to save energy so that we don't need those things? See, I want them. I love to see them. I love seeing them out there. I love that it's going to give people jobs. I love that it's going to steal a little bit of money out of the foreign country's pocket and leave it in our pockets. You know, they're going to need people to take care of them in the future too, you know. So this is an important thing that in my eyes needs to happen. I mean, I really want to see them here. Now, I grew up in downtown Cedarville, okay? I've been here for 30 years anyways, right? More than that, 40 years. I've been here for 40 years. I remember walking down the street from my house on Little Henry Pond to Bruno's Corner, it used to be called in Cedarville. I remember walking most of the way on dirt. I remember going to the volunteer fire department to buy a Coke for a nickel in there. Now, I'm not trying to date myself and saying I'm that old. The purpose of saying this is I've seen everything. I've seen, you know, the Shaw's Market come in. I've seen Tedeschi's grow from a little tiny, it used to be just a little antique store that I believe the Conleys owned at one point back then. Eddie Fagan used to own the Sunoco. There used to be a Texaco station beside the original Bruno's, which is Blueberry Muffin. We got a lot more roads, a lot more subdivisions. We got water towers that were posed around Manamet. We have lots of cell towers that were opposed. Now, I know some of you can't get the phone out of your ear. I have a hard time with that. Those things became a necessity. We need those and we live on those things. And I feel it's the same way with the wind power. This is another solution to our problem. And everybody opposes it because they say it's in their backyard and it's got to be an ugly. And say, you know what, listen. You can oppose all you want. In my eyes, and this is just for me, as long as you're doing something yourself to help save energy or to create energy and make it a little better for our kids later on. You know, that's all. Just as long as you're doing your part in the energy department. Again, there's a million things that I probably do wrong. I could save trees, I could do this, I could do that. But this is my fight. This is the thing that I like. I'm on board with the energy thing. I want to make sure that we save energy. I want to make sure that when I build a house, it's the most energy efficient house around because I want to make sure that we don't have to spend that much on fuel. So in my eyes, the wind turbines are a great thing. I think we need them. There's been a ton of progress over the years with different things that pop up, different fights. This isn't something that I believe that we should be battling all the time. I think that they should be allowed. You know, we see them popping up. We see them if you're driving down 3 and you're looking at the bridge. You can see them over the bridge. I think they look good. You know, you got one at the Maritime. You got the 3 in Kingston. You know, that one's huge by the highway. That looks a little overbearing. That's not what we're going to see down here in downtown Cedarville. Yeah. But anyways, that's my take on that. If you don't like wind energy, if you don't like solar energy, if you don't like something like that, do something else. Find a way for you to help the energy situation in the world. Just don't go complain because you think it's going to hurt your head. You think you're going to get full, whatever. You know, look, there's a million excuses. People are making stuff up as we go along here just so that they can say that they don't want it here in their neighborhood. Sit back, think about it, examine your motives. Common sense, folks. Common sense. What do we need in this earth today? Do we need to get more oil from somewhere else? Or do we need to create our own energy solutions? That's just my take. That's just my common sense. Thank you for coming to another Fireside with Michael the Hammer Mulligan.